Welcome back to Next Bike World, the ultimate destination for motorcycle lovers who crave speed, power, and everything in between. Today, we're diving deep into a legendary machine that refuses to be tamed, the 2025 Yamaha VMAX V4. It's bold, brutal, and unapologetically powerful. If muscle bikes had a king, this one would wear the crown. So, buckle up as we unleash the beast and take a look at why the 2025 VMAX is still one of the most badass motorcycles on the planet. For over 3 decades, the VMAX has stood as an icon of raw muscle. First launched in 1985, it quickly became famous for its insane acceleration and unique V4 engine layout. Fast forward to 2025, and Yamaha has preserved that heritage while adding some fresh updates that keep this monster relevant in today's performance-hungry world. Let's start with the heart of the beast, the engine. Under the tank of the 2025 Yamaha VMAX lies a monstrous 1,679cc liquid-cooled V4 engine. Yes, a V4, not your typical twin or inline-4. This setup is part of what gives the VMAX its distinct character, both in sound and in power delivery. Yamaha has fine-tuned this engine to deliver a spine-tingling 197 horsepower at 9,000 revolutions per minute and a whopping 123 pounds-to-feet of torque at just 6,500 revolutions per minute. That's superbike territory, but with a different kind of brute force. Twist the throttle, and you're not just accelerating, you're getting launched. The torque hits instantly, and the surge doesn't let up. The bike feels like a rocket with handlebars. Yamaha's chip-controlled throttle system and ride-by-wire tech ensure a smooth but explosive delivery of power. And yes, it still comes with that famous V-boost system, which electronically opens butterfly valves at higher revs to unleash extra power. It's addictive, dangerous, and delightful all at once. The exhaust note is worth its own chapter. Deep, guttural, and raw, it sounds like a muscle car with a racing pedigree. Yamaha has refined the 4124 exhaust system for the 2025 model, giving it a more aggressive tone while staying compliant with emission regulations. It growls at idle and screams when opened up on the highway. Now let's talk about handling. You might assume a big muscle bike like this is hard to maneuver, but Yamaha has done an excellent job balancing power and control. The VMAX rides on an aluminum frame, with a low center of gravity that helps keep things stable even during aggressive acceleration. It's not a track machine, but for its class, it handles corners with more poise than you would expect. Up front, it's got a fully adjustable 52mm cartridge-style fork and a link-type Mana-Cross rear suspension. Suspension travel has been dialed in perfectly to offer stability without making the ride too stiff. It gives you confidence whether you're blasting down a straight line or diving into a sharp turn. The wide handlebars give extra leverage for better control, especially in lower speed situations. Braking is handled by dual 320mm wave rotors with 6-piston calipers at the front, and a 298mm disc with a single piston caliper at the rear. ABS comes standard and works flawlessly, giving the rider full confidence to rein in the bike's explosive power when needed. The brakes have a nice progressive feel, not too grabby, but extremely effective. In terms of design, the 2025 VMAX looks like something straight out of a dystopian future. It's all muscle and menace. From the sculpted air scoops to the fat rear tire and low-profile stance, it looks ready to pounce even at a standstill. The bike's visual mass is carried forward with intent, and the finish is top-notch. Yamaha has given it a few design tweaks this year, including revised LED lighting, more aggressive front and rear fenders, and new color options like obsidian black, plasma gray, and midnight crimson. The fuel tank, though not where you'd expect it, is actually under the seat, which helps centralize weight. What looks like a traditional gas tank is actually the airbox cover, but it gives the VMAX its iconic profile. Every surface on this bike looks engineered to intimidate. The cockpit is surprisingly modern. A higher-resolution TFT display replaces the older analog digital mix. It offers customizable layouts and real-time data like lean angle, G-force, and throttle percentage. You also get Bluetooth connectivity, GPS, and Yamaha's proprietary ride analytics system. It syncs with the smartphone app, letting you track performance metrics, maintenance logs, and even record ride sessions. Ergonomically, the 2025 VMAX balances comfort and aggression. The seat is wide and sculpted for support during long rides, while the slightly forward foot pegs and upright handlebars keep you in a commanding position. It's not a touring bike, but you can ride it all day without hating yourself afterward. Passenger accommodations are minimal but adequate for short runs. Fuel economy, let's be honest, it's not the VMAX's selling point. You're looking at around 27–30 miles per gallon, depending on how much self-control you can muster. With the 4-gallon tank, expect to refuel every 120 miles or so. But let's face it, nobody buys a VMAX for the range, you buy it for the rush. Now, let's talk price. The 2025 Yamaha VMAX V4 comes in at around $22,999. Yes, it's pricey, but for what you're getting, it's actually a bargain. There's no other production bike that combines this level of raw power, exclusivity, and timeless muscle bike appeal. It's not for everyone, and Yamaha knows that, but for the rider who wants something legendary, something visceral, and something that turns heads everywhere it goes, this is the bike. The VMAX isn't about lap times. It's about attitude. It's about twisting the throttle and feeling your soul get kicked in the chest. It's about presence, riding something that makes people stop and stare. In a world increasingly filled with hyper-naked bikes and sport tours, the VMAX carves its own path, untamed and unmatched. And here's the real kicker. This might be the final chapter for the VMAX. Rumors suggest Yamaha is planning to sunset the model after this generation, making the 2025 version potentially the last of its kind. That makes this bike not just a powerhouse but a collector's item in the making. If you've ever wanted to own a piece of motorcycling history, now's your chance. To sum it all up, the 2025 Yamaha VMAX V4 is an unrelenting force of nature. With its thunderous V4 engine, iconic design, and aggressive character, it's a celebration of what motorcycles used to be: loud, bold, and ridiculously fast. It's not refined, it's not polite, and it's definitely not boring. So, if you've got the guts to tame the beast, the VMAX is ready to blow your mind. Just make sure you hold on tight. That's it for today's review of the 2025 Yamaha VMAX V4. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe to Next Bike World, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next deep dive into the world's most powerful and unique motorcycles. Got questions or want to see a comparison with other power cruisers? Drop a comment below, we love hearing from you. Until next time, ride safe, ride smart, and keep chasing the thrill.